Is there a version of Windows Media Player for Mac? Have you ever wondered if Windows Media Player made its way to Mac computers? Well, let's take a stroll down memory lane to the early 2000s when technology was rapidly evolving. During this time, Microsoft did create a version of Windows Media Player specifically for Mac OS X. This version was released as Windows Media Player 9 in 2003, right when multimedia began to take off on desktop computers. However, this Mac version was not quite the same as what Windows users enjoyed. It primarily supported Windows Media and encoded files up to version 9, and these files were mostly in the Advanced Systems Format container. Unfortunately, it did not support many popular media formats like MP4, MPEG, or AVI. This limitation made it less appealing compared to other media players available on Mac at that time, such as Apple's iTunes and QuickTime. In fact, Windows Media Player 9 for Mac lacked several features that Windows users took for granted. For example, it did not have playlist support or drag and drop functionality. Additionally, it did not prevent screensavers from activating during playback, which was a common annoyance. Some features were even less developed than in earlier versions, making it a tough sell for Mac users. Microsoft stopped developing Windows Media Player for Mac in 2006. After that, there were no newer versions released, and official support was effectively ended. Users who wanted to play Windows media formats on their Mac computers were encouraged to turn to third-party solutions. One popular option was Flip for Mac, a plugin that allowed Windows media files to be played within Apple's QuickTime player. This plugin helped bridge the gap left by the discontinued Windows Media Player for Mac. Looking back, Windows Media Player on Mac represents a time when Microsoft tried to expand its media ecosystem beyond Windows. However, it struggled to compete with the native multimedia experience offered by Apple. For many who remember the early 2000s, Windows Media Player for Mac serves as a reminder of the challenges faced in cross-platform media software during that era. It highlights the transition in digital media consumption before the rise of more versatile media players and streaming services that we enjoy today. So, to answer the question, yes, there was a version of Windows Media Player for Mac, but it was limited and ultimately discontinued. If you are reminiscing about the technology trends of the 2000s, this little piece of software history is certainly a noteworthy chapter.